Hello and welcome to another edition of the Marketplace Sellers Podcast with me, Alec Ogilvie. We're here to help you sell more and sell more profitably on marketplaces like Amazon and eBay. So if you've got any questions, please send us an email with that question and we'll try and cover it off in a future episode. Just drop us a line at podcast@sellerdynamics.com. Now in this episode, what I'd like to explain is how you can grow your sales by anywhere between 3 and 5 times if you really take advantage of the huge sales opportunity that Amazon and eBay and the other big marketplaces genuinely offer. Now you might be thinking, an increase of between 3 and 5 times? I don't think so. That just sounds like someone trying to sell me snake oil to cure baldness. Well, I get that. I can understand that completely and why you might be suspicious. And yes, I have indeed tried several cures for baldness. But what we see from retailers who really step up to the mark and who really do take advantage of the marketplaces are big increases in sales. And that's what I'm going to cover. And yes, not everyone is able or maybe even willing to do everything that's required to get that 3 to 5 times increase. But the least we can do is to offer the advice. After that, it's your call. So why don't you get yourself a cup of coffee, ignore your email for the next 20 minutes and see how to increase your sales by a big factor. Not by 5 or 10%, but by 3 or 4 or 5 times. Okay, let's start with the basics. Let's remind ourselves of one thing. The 3 golden rules of sales. Increase the number of customers you have, increase the amount they spend with you, and keep them coming back. That's the 3 golden rules of sales. That way your sales go up. And I learned those when the closest thing to the internet was Morse code. And guess what? It's just the same today. Despite all the pay-per-click, the banner ads, the email spam, the hours of website optimization, the opt-in, the opt-out, all that permission-based cross-marketing, and despite all those flipping endless cookie permission checkboxes that keep popping up everywhere, it's just the same today. 3 things. That's all it is. All you have to remember is customer numbers, their spend level, and their frequency. It's the same as it's always been. So how do those 3 golden rules of sales apply to marketplaces such as Amazon and eBay? And how can those rules, when applied properly, drive your sales up by 3 or more times? Well, let's look at each one in turn. The first one, increase the number of customers you have. Well, good news. This one is really easy to knock on the head. It wasn't that long ago that to increase the number of customers that a retailer had, they'd have to move their shop from maybe the high street into a shopping centre or a shopping mall. That would give them better footfall and in turn, hopefully more customers. Or maybe they'd have to open up a chain of stores across the country. And if that didn't work for them, maybe embark on a huge marketing campaign, create the adverts, promote yourself in newspapers, magazines, all that stuff. And in the process, hand over big chunks of money to agencies to help you do that. Now, the good news is that opening up a chain of nationwide stores and spending a fortune on advertising is not what you need to do, and it's certainly not what we recommend. Instead, if you want to increase the number of customers you have, get yourself on Amazon and get yourself on eBay. At the last count, there were 21 country sites for eBay. They're basically everywhere. And Amazon, it's got 11 huge country sites. Now let's look at Amazon first with its 11 sites. There's 5 in Europe, so that's the UK, Germany, Spain, Italy and France. There's 3 in America, or North America rather. That's USA, Canada and Mexico. And then there's 3 to the east of the UK. That's Japan, India and China. All of these are big opportunities for you. And because Amazon is a catalogue-based system, all of those listings are in the local language. So there's a really high possibility you don't have to do any translations to list there. Now, with 11 Amazon sites, you might wonder where to start. So here's some ideas. What we've found is that in Europe you need to watch your fulfillment and shipping times. Generally it's fine, but we seem to find that Italy and Spain can be a little troublesome from time to time. So you might want to concentrate first on the UK, Germany and France before you think about Italy and Spain. Now when you do move to Italy and Spain, keep an eye on your seller metrics. If those delivery times start going wrong, step in fast. Because if you don't step in fast, Amazon will. And Amazon are pretty tough. They'll suspend you or ban you from the country site in question if they think that you are letting their customer down. Looking further afield, you should find that, that Amazon in the USA and Amazon in Canada work well, so should Amazon Mexico. Just be careful about shipping times. When it comes to India, China and Japan, these will require a fair bit more work. A massive opportunity for sure, but they are a bit different. In India, basically you need a business base there. The Indian government have some pretty tight rules on who can sell through the marketplaces such as Amazon, and returns can be high. The other thing to watch out for is that accepted behaviour is to try on clothes before the courier departs. So it's a very different environment. In Japan, you'll need a local bank account. And if this doesn't sound like the thing you want to do, give it a miss for now. China, much the same deal, a local bank account and local representation. You might want to leave that one until you've properly nailed the UK, Europe and North America. But look, increasing the number of customers could be as simple as taking advantage of the European and North American Amazon sites. And then there's eBay. If you're already selling on eBay UK, you'll probably have noticed that you sometimes get the odd bit of business from outside the UK. However, if you put in some effort, you can really increase your eBay sales from within the UK and from outside. Now we'll discuss later in this episode on how to make sure you are making the most from your existing listings, but for now, let's keep talking about increasing the number of customers you have. Assuming you're based in the UK, the effort in creating eBay accounts in the US, Canada and Australia is pretty minimal. And the size of these markets is big, really big. Now, beyond that, with a total of 21 country-specific sites for eBay, you might be a little nervous about how to ship stuff and how to ensure you meet all the exporting rules. Now, if that's the case, have a look at eBay's global shipping program. For a fee, they'll do all the customs stuff for you. All you do is ship the item to a UK shipping centre. They take care of it from there. And when we're on the subject of fulfilment, it's worth mentioning Fulfilled by Amazon, FBA. Basically, you can ship a pallet of stuff to an Amazon fulfillment centre. That could be in America, but it could also be in Italy, and they'll supply your orders locally. You have to watch out though for VAT. If you're using a local fulfillment service such as Amazon, then you will be liable for VAT regardless of the level that you're selling it. The other complication is obviously translation, and it is best to list in the local language. It will make a big difference to your sales. Automatic translation or automated translation might be okay for handling queries, but it's best to get a translation company involved to do your listings. That will make a big difference to your sales. So, rule number one, increase the number of customers is vital, but it's easy on the marketplaces. Just open up more accounts across the Amazon sites, maybe leave out the Asian ones for now, and do the same with eBay. And if you're spooked by exporting, look at eBay's global shipping program and look at Fulfilled by Amazon. Do that and you've met rule number one. You've increased the number of customers that you have. Rule number two in our list of 3 golden rules: how to sell more to each customer. Now you might be thinking, well, that's easier said than done on Amazon, but there's a lot you can do to make that happen. There's a lot you can do to sell more. And here is a really easy way to increase the amount of customer spends with you. And to explain it, I'll give you a real life story. Every year, myself and Mrs. O buy a few Christmas gifts for our nephew and our nieces on Amazon. Last year, we decided to give each one of them a book. But to be honest, it did sound a wee bit dry and a wee bit too academic, so we added a wee twist. With Roald Dahl's Enormous Crocodile, we also bought a crocodile hand puppet. With Dr. Seuss's Cat in the Hat, we also bought a cuddly cat in the hat. And with Bob the Builder's story collection, we also bought a Bosch 240 volt hammer drill. Our spend went up a lot. So here's the thing. Supposing you are trying to increase the spend from a customer, why not bundle things together? That just might appeal to folks like me. We call bundling those things together kits at Seller Dynamic. So maybe you could combine a Chelsea FC football with a Chelsea FC scarf. The ideal gift perhaps for a young ambitious oligarch. Or maybe some car shampoo with a bucket and a sponge. The perfect gift for the man in your life when it's near Father's Day. Create little bundles of things. You'll have a unique listing, and you just might increase your sales. And remember, you can do it on multiples as well. So maybe you sell 6 wine glasses, 12 dinner plates. Maybe you offer a little discount just to incentivize it. Bundling items together will increase the amount you sell to the customer. And it doesn't stop there. You can also catch the odd customer because of a quirk in the way that Amazon works. In Amazon, everything must have a unique number. It's a thing called an ASIN. But sometimes they have the same item with more than one ASIN. Maybe a couple of retailers have listed the same thing without noticing. And that happens from time to time. So if you're selling something that is listed more than once in the catalogue, why not take advantage of that and create a second listing to do exactly that? And no, don't go around deliberately creating your own duplicate listings, right? That is not recommended, that will get you banned. But if it already exists twice, take advantage of that. So to recap on rule number 2, how to increase the amount a customer spends with you, use kits to group items together or group items into multiples. And as a little extra trick, see if any of your items have been listed more than once and sell against both of those ASINs. So we've already covered 2 of the 3 rules on how to increase your sales. 1, increase the number of customers. 2, increase the amount they spend with you. And now for number 3, how to keep them coming back. Now to keep them coming back, you normally would stay in touch. And in Amazon and eBay, you have to be careful with that because Amazon and eBay own the customer, not you. Now that means that you can't contact them directly, but you can contact them through the marketplace channels. However, that still gives you scope to market to them as long as you go via the marketplaces. So for instance, if they bought the latest Adele CD, maybe they'd also like the latest CD from Pearl Jam. That sort of thing. You can market to them as long as you go through the marketplace and you don't direct them away from Amazon or eBay. The trouble with marketing in that way though is that you're sending someone to a site with not only your stuff on it, but all your competitor stuff on it as well. So you go to all the trouble of doing the marketing and they end up buying from someone else. Not so clever. We reckon that the best way to get customers coming back time after time is to have great service, great listings and great prices. So let's cover off service first. Both eBay and Amazon have seller ratings, and it is that rating that indicates your service level. It's driven by sales level, fulfillment and feedback. So if you fail to deliver on time or if you don't handle complaints or queries well, then guess what? Your sales will fall, and they'll fall faster than a bowling ball getting dropped from the top of the Eiffel Tower. In fact, keep being rubbish and Amazon and eBay will suspend or ban you. You should ask for feedback from your customers and ask for any incorrect feedback to be removed. Basically, manage your seller rating, but don't pay for reviews. That is very, very naughty and you'll get sent to the naughty step. And yes, we'll no doubt come back to service levels and metrics in another episode. So let's assume you have great service. Now you need great listings. In short, for eBay, you need to create listings that can be found and that sell the benefits and features of the product. The title should have the product name, the brand, size, colour, and don't rush this. The eBay search engine uses the title a lot, so take your time and concentrate. After that, make sure the description lists the features and the benefits. And it's worth going back over your existing listings to review and fix them. If you're not being found in eBay, then you're not going to get anything sold. Don't forget to make the most of what you've already got in the first place. You should review and refine your listings right now. Make sure you're being found and that your titles and descriptions are bang on. Don't overlook the eBay category and listing specifics when creating a listing. They are crucial, and we find that retailers who properly use these do much, much better. Item specifics and the category are really powerful when folk are searching for stuff. For instance, if a customer ticks a few boxes, such as men's, jumper, wool, blue, the search results will drop from tens of thousands for jumper to just a few for the jumper colour and type that the customer is actually looking for. So spend time setting up your listings. You do that, you'll get customers. Images, clearly very important. Make sure that your images are at least 1,000 pixels wide. That's our recommendation. And get decent images. A badly lit item lying on a table really doesn't cut it if you're wanting to increase your sales. And the same is true on Amazon. Title, description, images, category, and any specific keywords. Don't skimp on time. Make sure you're in the correct category because that ensures your product will get ranked correctly, and that in turn will help your sales dramatically. If the item is already in the Amazon catalogue, you'll have to convince Amazon that it needs updating if the listing sucks. That can be time consuming. So you might want to make a judgment call on whether that's worth the effort. But if you are listing your own stuff for the first time, put the effort in. You have to remember that this might be the only time that a customer sees your listing. So this is your one shot to get them. Now, a few things to consider on shipping. If you can include postage and packing in the price, please do so. It'll ensure that the customer knows the total cost before it gets added to their basket. It'll increase your conversions by a huge amount. And make sure you can deliver fast. If you can't, then you should expect cancellations. Because when the customer finds out it's going to take 10 days, they're cancelling. And finally, price. Look, in short, if you want to get customers coming back to your listings rather than a competitor's, you'll need to reprice automatically. Now, we've discussed this in an earlier episode, so I won't go on and on, but set an upper and a lower price threshold for your items, and you'll make sure that customers see your stuff much more often than they see your competitors. So please use a repricer. One last thing on getting the customer back to see you rather than anyone else. On Amazon, the Amazon buy box is who Amazon feel is the recommended seller. It's awarded based not just on price, but also on quality of service. Winning that can make a huge difference to your sales. And bear in mind that in some cases, especially in fast-moving consumer good categories, you'll need to be using Fulfilled by Amazon to even qualify in the first place to be in the race to actually try and win the buy box. And that's rule number 3 covered off. Get the customer to come back by offering great service, great listings, and great prices. So, to recap, 1, to get more customers, you extend across multiple Amazons and eBays, use FBA and global shipping program from eBay, and get translations done if needed. Once you've nailed Europe and North America, consider Japan and China by all means. Number 2, you need to get customers to spend more. So set up kits, set up bundles of related items and offer items in bulk. Get that average basket value up whenever you can. And thirdly, keep them coming back. That means service, listings and price. Don't mess up with shipping and customer care. Make sure your listings are detailed and that you take your time with them. And for goodness sake, get a repricer to keep you in front of the customer whenever they're looking for your stuff. So look, if you're serious about increasing your sales by 3, 4 or 5 times, there is nothing stopping you other than yourself. And yes, of course, Seller Dynamics makes all that easier for you, but fundamentally it's you. If you want to make it happen, you can genuinely start today. Now, we'll come back to a lot of these ideas in this episode in the future, so please keep checking in with us. But in the meantime, can I ask you to remember to share and subscribe? That would be wonderful if you could. And I hope this was helpful. See you soon.